Oh, how's it going, Ilion? Good to see you. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good.
I was watching the tube, the television for those young kids. They don't know about that. But there was an infomercial. They were selling this amulet, right? So I had to buy it. It looked super cheap and shitty.
Oh
right?
man, were the payments like easy? Like 4 or 5 of them?
Oh yeah, it was like 7 payments of $29.99. It was so simple. But I lost the amulet. All right.
Oh
it's
shit.
It's the wildest thing. And at the same time, this like guy just shows up and starts licking my face and putting his feet all over me, and it's fucking weird, right?
Yeah. I mean, you did buy that service as part of that.
Wait, was that part of it? Fuck, this is why you always read the fine print.
I thought that's why you bought it. I've heard of this service before.
Oh. Look, kids, don't be like me. Just get the elephant issue and the tiger poster. Anyway, welcome to Rough Cuts, everyone.
Dogs, they're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
Everybody knows a dog is man's best friend.
Come on, Rufus. We gotta go home.
But what if that dog
Night, buddy. You're a good friend.
became a dude?
Ah! What did you do with my dog? I'm a boy now. Oh, wait. I got an itch. Woo!
This January,
Your cousin. Seems weird. Okay, Rufus, sit.
a tale of best buds
If you're gonna be a normal boy, you gotta start acting like one.
will be unleashed.
I can be normal. Squirrel! Squirrel!
Overnight, you've become the most popular kid in school.
Dude, your cousin is awesome. You're not doing what I think you're doing, are you? Did you not bring a bag?
Hi everyone, I'm your host. This is my lovely co-host, Boix. We do a podcast called Rough Cuts, which you know because you're fully listening to it. Not watching it, you're listening to it.
Yeah.
Where we watch a bad dog movie and then immediately talk about it. This one is Nickelodeon's Rufus.
Nickelodeon's Rufus. It's a well-known film that everybody's definitely heard of.
Yeah. I looked it up on IMDb. It's about a bunch of Canadian kids in the wilderness, also known as hunted. One of them's a vampire. Oh, wait. That's
the wrong Rufus?
There's no Wikipedia for this. This one doesn't seem to have any information.
Oh. Yeah, so this is a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah.
With ad breaks.
What this
Lots of ad breaks.
This is in the waiting room for being lost media, is what this is.
It's very close. If it wasn't on like Paramount Plus or some of these streaming services where they just bought it with a bundle of other shit.
But like,
yeah.
I wonder, okay, is it safe from being removed from these streaming services? Because if they cancel it, it's not enough of a tax break.
I mean, in theory, I own a copy of Rufus now.
You do,
it's digital.
in theory.
It's digital, so they can just get rid of it at any time.
So, I should set this up for just a second in that I looked at it. It's my week to edit, so I get to pick. I saw this poster of a kid jumping at a frisbee like a dog with a shadow of a dog.
Yeah.
It said Rufus, and I said, I don't know, just do that one. And you looked at it, and you're like, oh, god damn it, it's like $5 to buy it in standard definition. And you bought it.
It's 2016 movie. It's not even new.
And it was only 45 minutes, baby. Lucky me. Didn't even realize it.
God damn it.
They just call it a movie. You can't just call it a movie when it's 40 minutes. And that was including credits and everything.
Yeah. I'm curious what the length of a TV movie is supposed to be compared to a theatrical movie. It's not a definitely not theatrical movie.
No.
Right? And it's shot like an episode of Arrested Development.
Yes.
Mixed with Animorphs.
But without jokes. Which
With
is
no
weird
jokes.
because it's a comedy.
Supposedly a comedy.
It was a really weird avant-garde choice to just include no jokes in this comedy.
Yeah. It starts off basically like the opening of The Mask, the movie The Mask. Not the animated series. That is a much better show, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a guy running around with an amulet, and there's like assassins coming after him. Kind of like in The Mask, there's the mafia just like drowning that guy and bricking him. And as they're killing this guy, he drops the amulet into the sewer, and then it floats away into the river. And
as solid metal tends to do.
Yeah, because it's floaty. Yeah. Look, they got it off of an infomercial. All right, like
those easy payments. Not so that's what happens when you don't pay the easy payments, boys. Those fucking assassins are gonna come after you. You better make sure.
They don't send debt collectors for swords you buy on the phone.
Wait, did you miss a payment, boys?
No, I'm pretty sure I would remember missing a payment.
Take the shot. You would remember, but not for long. Okay, but yeah. It's extremely. It's almost like it feels like a shot-for-shot remake of The Mask in a way. Like how
it
much
is,
it's the same thing. Like it's just like the intro of that entirely, and then it hard cuts to 12-year-olds in school.
Yeah, it's like this kid called Manny who's in middle school who just moved from Texas. Because everything in his fucking room says Texas.
Yeah, which I would criticize, except I've met Texans, and it feels accurate.
I'm a little upset that his bed is not shaped like Texas. I assume that's how every bed is in Texas.
Well, they're huge, right? Texas is big, so the beds are big, just like in Texas.
Yeah, and there was no Buc-ee's figures, so it's clearly not a true to Texas Texan.
My favorite Texas thing that he has in his room is just a poster with a cowboy that says Texas in massive letters, and that's it. It just says Texas.
It's just Texas. Yeah. I don't
fucking hell.
Do you put posters on the wall for the province you're in?
No.
Do people care? I don't. You're like, wow, Alberta, fucking finally, or whatever,
With the place that I live in, as much as so Canadians always talk about how there's no flags here in the way that there are in the US.
Well, there's the McDonald's flags. I've seen those.
Around here, there are actual people that because they're now all far-right separatists, they actually hold up Alberta flags all over their houses. So no, I do see Alberta flags. Yeah, they don't even put Canadian flags. They put flags for our province. Yes,
you don't get a special poster to put in your bedroom to be like, wow.
I don't. I'm sure someone does, but I don't want to know them.
What the hell does an Alberta flag even look like? Well,
I
know
really don't want to know
province,
these people.
But yeah, do they put lumberjacks on it? How patriotic is this flag?
It's blue with wheat and a crest.
So it's like every state flag.
It's a fucking Midwest state flag. That's exactly what it is.
Anyway,
you can't put trees on it because we don't have trees here. You don't understand how shitty this place is. It's Nebraska, but north.
Ugh.
Yeah, it's fields.
And anyway, so the necklace washes up in a river to this upstate. Where are they? Connecticut. They're in
Connecticut, yeah.
Yeah, and the kid's upset that they moved to Connecticut because the parents found a job in a blue state, and he's blue now.
Yeah, he has blue dumped on him at the school, and he's like, I was blue! You don't understand, as a Texan, that's so embarrassing.
Yeah.
What, are they going to think I'm from Austin? But we're from Lubbock. They honestly probably are. They've got this... In traditional Nickelodeon / Disney weird Americana fanfic jerking themselves off fashion, they live in a $2 million house with a literal white picket fence and a 3 American flags hanging off of it.
This is gonna sound bad, but the outside looks like a plantain mansion.
Yes, it absolutely looks like a plantation.
It's definitely like a Georgia South type of mansion. It's weird.
Yeah, it has huge plantation vibes. It's terrible. It's awful. It sucks so much.
But anyway, they're rich as fuck, I guess is the important thing. And also, the kid Manny is basically Justin Bateman, which is a Teen Wolf 2 reference, and which I'm sure is not related at all to this movie.
God. And he's the most unpopular loser nerd in the school because he blew himself in front of everyone.
Yeah, always happens. He's always in the bathroom practicing how cool he is.
Yeah, I love that's what teens do in the bathroom when they're in there for so long, right? They're sitting there in the mirror just trying to pump themselves up to being cool.
I guess.
I hate our main character is the worst. He sucks. He sucks
really
so
badly
much.
written character. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, the dog finds the amulet, takes it home, wears the amulet all day, and nothing happens.
Correct.
And this is the amulet that the guy that got murdered by the assassins was wearing, just to be
Yeah.
clear again.
Yeah, he finds it in the park and just puts it on his dog because
He just puts it on his dog for some
Sure.
reason, I guess. And then as the dog's sleeping, Manny's like, "Wow, Rufus, I wish you were a real boy, like Pinocchio."
I don't think he even does he say that?
He says something about wishing you were a real boy because he wishes he had a real friend because everybody at school bullied him.
Oh,
I think that's what it was.
Okay. Fair enough.
So then, overnight, Rufus turns into a real boy without clothing for some reason. But they drop that immediately later on.
Yeah.
Because they're like, wait, that's too awkward.
Yeah, what this is, and we talked about this later on, is one of the biggest problems in this movie for me is it doesn't have, like, think of a lot of the classic, like, magic transformation or, like, kids movies like this. They have a very clearly defined set of rules. Same with, like, a lot of really good monster movies, right? You know exactly what, like... Oh, you read off the locket. You're not allowed to read off the locket, and then you have to do these things to unseal the curse. Or, you can't, gremlins, you can't feed them after midnight. You have to do this.
Exactly.
Like, they all have these set rules. No rules! This is a lawless land. Texas, baby.
They're just rules of convenience to the plot.
Yeah, they just make shit up whenever they need to, which is always the fucking worst for these things, because then you never know what's going to happen. It doesn't make any sense.
And then when something does happen, you're like, well, that's bullshit.
It's just a bullshit. Yeah, it just feels like a bullshit ass pull. Which, like, it's funny because, I mean, it's no less bullshit if they make the rules, because it's not like the rules existed before they wrote the movie, but it just feels better, right? Like, it establishes a world,
like,
and they don't do any of that here.
The reason I care about a werewolf movie is because I know that they can use a silver bullet to take out the werewolf.
Yes.
And the characters don't know that, but they eventually learn that. And it follows my presumption about how this should work. And then they can take that presumption and twist it.
Yes.
And make an interesting story. And in this, there's nothing interesting happening because there's nothing to twist. There's no, like, structure. It's just, I don't know, he does this now. It's just... And I guess it's a 40-minute TV movie. Whatever. They have to get to the ads. I get it.
Yeah, this is a race to the ads. But he goes to school with Rufus because he's like, I'm going to have my new friend. This'll make me popular. And they immediately sit down.
Rufus is constantly saying, I can be normal. I can be normal. I can be normal.
It's just like me for real. That was one of the best parts. The whole time that he's just chanting, I'm normal, I'm normal, I'm normal, I'm normal, all the way to school. And then... Yeah. They immediately go into class and they do the most normal, like, 11 or 12-year-old thing that you can imagine. That's right. Talk about Kafka's metamorphosis.
Yeah. That was a joke for the parents, I'm almost positive.
Okay, you say joke, but the joke is just that it's Kafka's metamorphosis.
It's Kafka's metamorphosis, and you'd have to be some sort of masterpiece, like Home Movies, to do a whole musical about Kafka's metamorphosis.
Yes, that's true. Oh my god.
But yeah, so the teacher's like, who the hell is this? Oh, he's my cousin Rufus. He's definitely not a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you know what? They don't pay me enough to give a shit. Just sit down and we'll talk about Kafka's metamorphosis. It's fine.
That was a good line read, is the teacher actually saying, they don't pay me enough to care. Although it didn't make any sense with, like I said, that classroom was, like, so fully funded in a way that there is no American public school system that has that funding.
It was very rich neighborhood public school, I would say.
Or private school.
Or private. It looked like a normal high school, but it was a middle school, but it was a high school.
It's weird. It's weird.
It was too big for a middle school, it felt like. So
well, and then talking about Kafka's metamorphosis, which also...
They were talking about, like, AP stuff, yeah.
And then, like, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle later on.
Yeah, that's true. So they do a big dog montage. Rufus, as a human being, shits in a bush.
Did you not bring a bag?
And runs after a ball and sees a squirrel.
And hates squirrels.
It's almost like they had somebody sitting around, like, brainstorming. What do dogs do?
Mm-hmm.
And then they just wrote them all down and then didn't cull the list.
Yeah. The other thing is that a lot of, like, part of the rules thing with this movie, too, is the 44 minutes problem, which is that this feels like speedrunning a movie.
It does.
In that, like, there's a lot of plot points later on, especially, that happen, and characters just afterwards go, oh, yeah, that was because this, and this happened. And just, like, summarize it in 30 seconds. And it was all stuff that was basically, like, off-screen or information that was hidden. And you're like, oh, yeah, right, they gotta fit in all these ads in this 44-minute runtime.
So Rufus running after a squirrel or something ends up running into the van of the villains that were the assassins that killed the guy in the opening scene. And they're like, oh my god, that's the amulet. That's a dog. It's a human now. Oh, this is perfect.
Now we can murder him.
And then there's just like a bunch of scenes of the lackeys failing to get the amulet by like running into a garbage truck over and over again in the same way. Mm-hmm. Because they just had no creative thought here.
And in the other half of the movie, because this is, for some reason, even though they've got 44 minutes runtime, they decided to do two different movies and try and mash them together at the end.
In this one,
you have, like, all the middle school drama, which is not so much drama as Rufus is immediately the most popular kid in school because he's weird.
Because he's weird and cool, and he does dog things. And everybody in the school loves dogs.
It's like the one part that I kind of connected with. I'm like, you know what? This guy, I would be friends with this kid too. He's pretty cool because he's just doing dog shit all the time. I'm like, yeah, you love dogs. Love to see it. I'd also mentioned that during this, well, like, because we're actually getting near the end of the movie already.
That's true.
At 36 minutes, which is pretty close to where we are, you went, oh my god, this movie feels like it's taking forever. And I was like, Boix, it's a 44-minute movie. It's a 44-minute movie. Boix.
I said specifically they could have ended this movie 30 minutes ago.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Like, it's a 44-minute movie, Boix. You're right. Yeah, I forgot that was the exact line.
They could have just ended it. It would have been fine as a 10-minute movie. That would have been good. We're done.
In a way, yeah. This felt like it could have been a 30-minute.
The whole time, Rufus is getting popular while Manny is getting less and less popular. And Manny's not. And Manny's getting jealous of Rufus for making all these friends.
He's not getting less popular, though, is the thing. They don't ever show that. He's just
pouty.
He's just watching everybody when they're together. Goes and talks to Manny first, but they all hang out together. Like, it's not like they're saying, oh, Manny, leave, we want to hang with Rufus. They're hanging together, but everybody talks to Manny, and so he's mad that everyone wants to talk to Rufus first. Manny's mad that
And Manny has a crush on Paige, the reporter for the school newspaper. Mm-hmm. And he wants to ask her out to the dance, which Rufus off-screen suggested should be called the Puppy Love Dance and be dog-themed. To which the whole dog middle school is like, yes, dogs.
Dogs.
And they're all in on
school.
it suddenly. And so Manny catches Rufus talking to Paige for an interview, and Rufus is going to ask her about the dance, so Manny leaves because he's mad about it. And then they go to the dance, and Rufus does disco dog dancing, which is what the kids are into, like 70s disco, I guess.
Yeah, everybody loves the disco dog.
He basically does like a Scooby-Doo dance.
Wait, I'm looking that up. That's going to be a movie that we got to watch.
We already saw Doggy B.
We did. And that movie actually kind of slaps.
Yeah. So they finish the dance. Manny gets mad, and Paige walks up to him. And after he like goes off on Rufus about, hey, you're ruining my life. Get the hell out of
He's
here.
like, have I been a bad dog? No, you've been a bad friend.
And then Paige walks up and he's like, oh, why don't you go after your date? I'm right here with you. What are you talking about? Rufus asked me to go on a date with you because he's actually your best friend. And he's constantly like wingmanning you with everybody. What are you talking about?
Which is why you're popular and everyone hangs out with you now. Even though you're a total shithead and just like this rich stuck-up asshole. He's like so mad. He's going like, oh, this move was so hard for me. Oh, poor Whittle, $2 million house, rich boy.
I had to leave Texas, and all I do is sniff my Texas posters
Fucking
when I get
asshole.
home.
He's such a prick. Like, it's like, oh man, all I have is this loving, awesome family that let me do whatever I want. My dog, they never ask anything about where I go, and they're super, super rich. Oh, my life is so hard.
Right, and then Paige and Manny win Best in Show because they went all in on this dog theme at the dance. And they're like, well, how did that happen? Well, Rufus also told everybody to vote for you because he's a really cool guy.
Rufus has done nothing but help you, you piece of shit.
Yep. So then they go looking for Rufus, and we also find out that from Paige that Rufus told her that he's a dog, and apparently... also about the amulet, maybe, but this is all the off-screen shit. And I'm like, what?
They just explained the whole plot to her, but off-screen.
Yeah.
Yes, so she's in the know, even though we've never seen her be in the know.
No.
It's fucking ridiculous.
And then as Manny is looking for Rufus, he runs into the thugs. Mm-hmm. The lackeys of the evil villain. And he gets caught, to which Rufus sees him getting caught, and then starts running off. It's like, why would they take Manny? And Paige is like, it's because this amulet you have. You see, it's magic, and it turns you into a human. And I know all this now. It's probably worth money.
Yeah, they must be after you for that. I know all of this because I'm Paige the reporter.
I guess.
Yeah, so now they chase down the villains. The villains are using Manny as bait because they figure that Rufus will come and rescue him, and then that'll be their chance to snag the amulet, which is working perfectly.
It's a good plan. Yeah.
In the meantime, the movie remembers that he has parents and that they should probably pay attention to where their child and dog are. After the 3 months or so that this has been going on, and this extra child has been living in their house with them.
Hey, have you seen our dog in the last 3 months? No.
Oh. Well, let's pull out this GPS chip tracker that we put in him and follow him in our truck.
They chipped a boy with GPS.
I think that DCF, like the Child Safety Service or whatever.
Yeah, something. Yeah, they might have to take that.
Services, that's what CPS, yeah.
Anyway, so they're going after the dog, the Paige, and Rufus. Or no, they're going after what they think is the dog, which is Rufus. Mm-hmm. Which is the dog? I don't know. Anyway,
it is. Yeah,
they're all going to the same location.
We need to read Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis to understand this fully, boys.
I guess
that's our problem.
And there is a funny line that the mom says as they're driving.
There's an amazing line that she says.
I think it's all in the delivery too,
where the dad starts getting nervous.
Get a grip! Don't go soft on me now. It's like, okay.
Cross! Get a grip! Do not go soft on me.
What?
She said that to him before.
Yeah, don't go soft on me.
Finds Manny. Go, Rufus. I don't like the looks of this place.
Fuck. I'm sure he's heard that before.
I'm putting that in there. Don't you steal my joke. I'm putting my clip in.
Your joke.
I nailed that immediately, and it took you like 10 seconds to be like, God damn it.
So anyway, the kids beat up the villains. In Air Bud fashion,
yeah, just wacky hijinks in the most air quotes possible happens.
Except for the main bad guy. Mm-hmm. So then Paige is like, fuck you, and throws her recorder, which perfectly bounces off of a lever.
Yeah,
and starts a machine that like knocks him out. I think something like that.
Yeah, she like
and-
absolutely. Oh, because she had hooked into the pants of Steven Seagal henchmen.
She dropped a Steven
hook.
Seagal on him.
She dropped
right.
Steven Seagal on him. Is what happened.
Yeah, no, that's
she
true.
throws.
No.
She does like this Olympic throw of like 40 feet away with her big recorder, and it hits this gigantic release lever. And she hits it hard enough that it drops the man on him.
And not unlike Steven Seagal's career, it just plummets.
Yeah, it plummets so hard, and it takes out. It is a disaster level event. Just like craters this entire block. Much like Steven Seagal.
Much like Steven Seagal. But the bad guy got to shoot off a dart, which is like what he used to kill the guy at the beginning of the movie with.
Mm-hmm.
And Rufus is like, oh, I'm dead, blah.
Yeah.
But what happened was the dart just hit the amulet and it broke it.
Mm-hmm.
So now it's damaged. So Rufus is a dog again, I guess. And will he ever be a human again? I guess we won't know. And also, while they were doing the dog montage, Rufus was running after that squirrel. Remember that squirrel? Remember when I said a squirrel and you looked to the side? That's because squirrels are evil, and there's actually like a puppet squirrel, and he's the mastermind behind the evil plot to steal the amulet.
I will respect one bit about that throwaway joke at the end.
Yeah.
Because it's dumb. It's so dumb that it's not funny. But the one choice about it that I did really respect is that they didn't do like some bad CG squirrel or some shit. They did like a taxidermy. Yeah, like that it's like this really obviously taxidermied squirrel, which did kind of make it funny. Like that was a little bit, I'm like,
I guess.
I had like a little upturn of smirk.
We need to point out this is like a Charles Entertainment cheese squirrel.
Yes. Yeah, this is a bad animatronic.
It's not a good one.
Really bad. But like on purpose. On purpose for sure. So like that at least I respected that choice because that is a good choice.
And if you're gonna do a throwaway joke at the end just to like get a laugh out of a kid or whatever, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was also really funny that of course the parents show up during this and like they killed these henchmen. Like
they murdered them dead.
Absolutely, they are dead because
those children killed those henchmen. Yeah,
they dropped a bunch of grain on them and it
was
hit
kibble.
them. Yeah,
kibble.
It said grain feed, so I just said
whatever. Yeah,
but like it was like a grain hopper and it smashed them and like they're buried under it.
They're suffocated.
They never move. Like they never move again. They just show legs and arms out of it. Like they're fucking dead. And the parents come in there and there's all of these just bodies lying around and their kids there. And they just leave it, just gloss it over. It's fine.
Like, oh my god, we're gonna be so in trouble with our lawyers and the law. Well, anyway.
Yeah, it just ends.
Yeah. So that's Rufus. Rufus is a golden retriever. He has great golden retriever energy.
Rufus is the highlight of this movie because the main character is so fucking unlikable, honestly.
I hate that. I hate Manny so much.
Manny is the absolute... Yeah. He's one of the worst characters that we've had. He's just a little prick about everything. Yeah. It's one of those things where I'm like, you know what? I'm going to rate Rufus is too good out of 10. You leave him. You can do better than him. You get a new one. Get a new owner.
I would rate Rufus
Paige too
as chasing a ball while thinking about Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis out of 10. That seems right. Yeah.
I'm so glad that we did a short, like 44-minute one. And that it randomly happened to be this was so good because I'm gonna, as a spoiler for Rough Cuts soon because the episode. You can support us on Patreon or you can follow us on our social media at like Blue Sky where we're Rough Cuts. Or on co-host where we're Rough Cuts. You can email us at roughcutspodcast@gmail.com.
Rough Cuts
not
Cast,
podcast.
Yeah.
But I am a wedding photographer, so in the summer I'm very busy. So the next week or so, we're working on some plans. We're definitely going to release at least one episode, but I've got like a lot of weddings in the next couple weeks that make it kind of hard. So I'm like, I'm editing this one. This is perfect. It's great. It's short. I just lucked into it. I just said, get it, buy it, and it happened to be 44 minutes, so it's perfect.
Have you heard of this? There's a Rufus 2. Here, 1 second. I'm going to pull it up.
Okay. Well, we can do that next time. Okay, here's my, you know what? Here's my number one thought on this movie right now.
Yeah.
I have not finished the coffee that I started for this podcast, and that feels great.
Rufus 2.
Adding Rufus 2 to the thing.
45 minutes.
Add it.
It's a direct sequel, so...
It's a direct sequel. Add it.
I mean, yeah.
You gotta add it.
This one's even cheaper to buy.
Oh my god. How is it cheaper? It's less than half the price.
God damn it. Alright, Rufus 2. We'll just do the whole Rufus...
Oh, you just bought it? Oh my god, I thought I said add it, not buy it, but okay.
We're watching it now, motherfucker.
Wait, what? Oh, goddamn. Okay, actually, fine. No, you're right. Fuck. God, fuck. God, I'm about to get really busy, and I'm like, man, this would be cool. It's a short episode. Well, you're right. You're right. Fine. Fucking throw it on. God damn it. Fuck. God, I hate you right now. You have no idea how mad I am at you.
Dogs, they're coming. They're coming your way. They'll be here soon.
So, welcome to Rough Cuts, everyone. This is Rufus 2, you stupid bastard. You fucking son of a bitch. I hate you so goddamn much. I'm sitting there talking about... I did exactly this conversation, too. I went, wow, it's so great that it's only 44 minutes. It's so good for me because I'm so busy over the next while. And you're like, hey, look, there's Rufus 2 and it's only $2. And I'm like, yeah, we can buy that next time. Wait, why are you buying it now? Wait, why are you playing it? Boix, no. No. So let's talk about Rufus 2.
It was half off of the other one. I had to.
It was half off because it's half as good. And the first one sucked.
It's the same characters. It's a direct sequel a year later. And suddenly Rufus can turn back into a human sometimes when he feels like it. But not?
But not when he's excited or angry or when the plot demands it.
And sometimes he can just switch between them whenever he feels like it. Within, like, seconds of each other. It's new.
It's because... It's very... This is the problem when you don't have fucking rules to your universe. It's just chaos, man.
Also, they told their parents about Rufus. And also, everybody in the world knows about Rufus now. Except they don't.
Except nobody else knows except the parents and Paige.
But
and
they
also
told
everyone at school. But they don't know because they're stupid.
I'm just realizing the parents aren't even in this fucking movie. Why'd they bother?
No, they're not.
Why'd they bother telling the parents?
Yeah, they mention that the parents know, and then they never even have... The parents do not appear in the movie at all. Yeah,
no.
That's correct.
So anyway, the villain is introduced for Rufus 2, and it's that throwaway joke squirrel from the last movie. He's back, and now he's the real villain. And he's running everything behind the scenes, the Shadow Squirrel organization, with his sidekick.
Yeah, you know how funny it is that dogs go, squirrel?
What?
Well, now prepare for that for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
It's a 45-minute extended squirrel joke about dogs. That's this movie.
That's pretty much it. He says he's hired
he's got a squeaky voice like this. I watched your soul die in real time as I did that.
Anyway, he says he's hired his greatest, I don't know, assassin, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah,
operative.
He said operative, yeah.
And then it hard cuts to a lady who is definitely a cat.
Yeah, cat girl.
And a cat girl, real. Thank you, Obama.
Kids just be shitting in litter boxes in their schools. They're just...
apparently. I don't know, that's what the... So she
Texas.
just wanders up to the lunchroom of the school and sits down next to Rufus. Like, hi, I'm Cat. My name's Cat. Anyways, dogs are awful. I hate fucking dogs. Do you want to go on a date? And then she, like, knocks a glass off the table.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is their joke. That's what they got.
It is the most stale, awful, like, dog, cat. You smell like tuna, like, humor, quote unquote.
I guess.
You can imagine.
And this brings up a very big question of I thought Rufus was the only one with an amulet. Why does this cat have an amulet? Why would the squirrel hire this cat to get the amulet from Rufus when the cat has an amulet? Why wouldn't the squirrel just have 2 amulets then? What?
Which, I guess to be fair, was just us underestimating the filmmakers.
I guess.
Because they do have a twist for that. It's the most obvious twist in existence. But it's also, it's very stupid and so obvious that we're like, well, they can't be doing that, right? But no, they're doing that.
So,
She's not actually the operative.
Whoa, spoilers. Who's gonna sit down and watch Rufus 2 now?
Me, unfortunately.
So anyway, they go on a date, but Manny and Paige, who are dating now, because it's been a year, and at the end of the last movie, they were dating after the dog dance, I guess.
Yeah. Why are they dating? They haven't talked.
I don't know.
He's too afraid to talk to her. His dog talks to her.
He had to have a dog as a wingman to get any sort of traction. I don't know.
He has so little game. He has so little game.
But they go on a double date because I guess Paige and Manny don't really believe this clearly human acting like a cat is good.
They don't trust either of them to
evil,
do it right. Yeah,
I guess. And yeah, they think Rufus is going to reveal that he's a dog.
Which they've already revealed to basically everybody. And also he just randomly changes into a dog all the time.
Yeah, and these are scenes as they're walking on their double date that are definitely very not well disguised fetish content of like smelling piss and
yeah,
doing weird cat things.
We didn't talk a lot about the foot stuff.
Lots of foot stuff.
There's a lot of foot
Rufus
stuff.
keeps like scratching his ear with his foot, but it's clearly somebody else's foot in the movie.
And it's also like always bare. It's almost always a barefoot.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
And also, they could just change a will, and now they get to keep all their clothes when they do it, when they transform. So, I don't know. Anyways, they go on a double date to a seafood place that's pirate themed.
Yes.
With a theater major who had 8 years at a theater school, and he's fucking mad that he has to be a pirate. I
can't believe I went to Juilliard.
Yeah.
That was just a hot mic. That's all that was.
That was just the actor talking about being in Rufus 2. Yeah. And Kat leaves to go take a phone call about getting the amulet to somebody. Because she's like, alright, I've met Rufus. He's a dumbass dog. I'll get the amulet. I'm not going to eat that mouse on the ground. I'm going to eat that mouse on the ground.
I gotta eat that mouse. Oh man, that's a real good mouse.
And then Rufus is like stealing her fries while she's gone. He's like, they're better. They're somebody else's fries. They're better than my fries.
It's the one thing this movie unironically 100% nails.
My fries, bland. Your fries,
amazing.
Delicious. Yeah.
Yep.
Every time.
It's always true. It's always true.
And because of this, Rufus gets excited because he thinks he's ruined the date because Kat hasn't come back yet because she's eating a mouse.
Yes.
This is slowly reminding me of the Kate Micucci movie that we watched.
Which one?
Not Show Dogs.
I know, I'm like, it's Show Dogs? That's what I was thinking.
It's the one where... Sorry.
Right, wait, no,
it's the one where she's dating her dog and her cat.
She wants to fuck her cat. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Because her cat is all sexy. Yeah. Remember that? That 1,000
I am
stare.
now.
1,000-yard stare is not giving me any confidence.
Fuck.
Anyways, Kat reveals that she also has a necklace while looking at a bird that she wants to eat in the pet store window.
Yeah.
And oh my god, commercial break.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. There's a lot of very, very funny cliffhanger commercial break.
There was a threatening one where he was like scratching his ear with
that
his
was the
foot.
foot one. Yes,
yeah,
the first movie where
and then they came back with him still scratching his foot. You're like, no. So after the amulet reveal, we find out the squirrel is making acorn nut butter for some reason, but he wants to make it addictive. So it's kind of like Coke, but from the 1900s, not Coke from 2020 something, you know?
He needs to get the special ingredient to put it inside of his acorn butter so that everyone will love it and be very, very addicted to it. And that's why he needs a magic amulet to do this, because he's never heard of chemistry and meth labs.
I'm sorry, what?
Sorry, what? Huh?
What? Anyway,
Nickelodeon makes all kinds of chemical compounds already. You'd think they could just
make
do
gack.
This.
Yeah, they could just make gack again.
Or Floam. Like,
or Floam,
gack, like...
The Slime Awards. Do they still do the Slime Awards? Am I old? I'm very old. Anyways. So Rufus chases a cat as a cat. Rufus as a dog. I need to point out they're both animals again for some reason. Through the school. And then Manny and Paige catch Cat with a bag of catnip.
As a cat.
And just take off her amulet because they can just do that.
That's that's how they make her a cat.
Yeah, and then they put a milk box, I guess.
A milk crate on top of it.
Milk crate on top of her to hold her down. And they confront Rufus. They're like, "Hey, Cat is actually a cat, just like how you're a dog, and she wants your amulet, and she doesn't actually want to date you." And Rufus is like, "Nuh-uh.
She's a real floofy black cat. She's a little cute.
If she was a cat, I think I would know. I'm a fucking dog."
I'd fucking know. So now we're getting to the fun part of this, where we realize that, in the first movie, they made Manny an insufferable prick. And now in this movie, they made everybody insufferable pricks.
Nobody likes Rufus anymore in this movie.
It's such a weird turn. It is such a weird turn. Because he's going through the first movie, and every time he walks into a room in the school, every kid goes, "Yo, it's Rufus! Holy shit, yeah, bro!
Bro, is that Teen Wolf? I love Teen Wolf.
Yo, I fucking love him!" And then, I guess that, the Discord messages leaked because he got fucking canceled in the offseason.
I almost thought they were going to do something where it's Rufus is always acting like a dog and all the kids love him. And then now that they're a little older in, 8th grade instead of 6th grade... Now the kids.
2 years.
It was 1 year specifically. So, but now the kids are a little older. Like, oh, we're not into that immature shit.
Yeah, it would make sense for them to lean into that for sure.
Stop acting like a dog and start acting like a normal person. But they didn't do that.
Reading Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis. Just stop, alright.
Just stop. But no, they're not. They're not putting up with Rufus's shit anymore.
Yeah, they're just mad that he's acting the same way he acted in the first movie, which is,
I guess,
charming and outgoing and nice and kind of quirky. But now that sucks, I guess.
So then the animal control catches Rufus with his cool gun that is actually just a hot dog.
That was amazing. That was an unironic,
it's a good prop
laugh moment. It was a great prop and a really good joke.
Yeah.
In that the operative who gets revealed was this dog catcher that you kind of get glimpses of every once in a while with this massive array of satellite dishes and security cameras over top of the...
And a stamp for every cat he's murdered on the side.
Yes, I did like that. I thought that was actually pretty good. He's putting it up like a World War II pilot, he's got scratches. But there's this whole big sci-fi gun ensemble, and he's putting it together, assembling it, and pulls out this emergency hatch for it, and then he's ding, opens up the side and it pulls out a hot dog, and he's all right, now I can get this dog.
Here boy,
come here boy. And all right, yeah, all right, there you go, you got me. That's a good one.
They got one good joke.
That was a great joke. It was a legitimately solid 10 out of 10 joke, because that prop is so wildly over the top, and then it's it's a hot dog warmer. Yeah. Of course it is. And how else do you catch dogs?
And then Cat steals the amulet back while in the milk crate, and then turns back into a human. And she reveals to Manny and Paige. Yes. Manny and Paige
Wow, Blake's out here forgetting women.
No, it's just that her character doesn't really do anything.
That's the problem. That's why we always forget women in this, is because nobody actually... It's an incredibly common thing that they're just... Girls and women are flat.
Yeah, she has 2 traits. She's a reporter, and she's really into Maddie.
Yup.
That's it.
She is entirely defined by her relationship to this little fucker.
Yeah. So, she reveals to Manny and Paige, oh, by the way, I'm not evil, dumbass. I just wanted his amulet because I'm a cat. Good. For good. I just wanted to make it so he could never turn into a human again, because that's what I do.
Jeez.
And then she reveals the most batshit wild thing.
Fine. The beginning. Dragon magic is real. What?
It's just like,
so okay. Dragon magic exists.
Fucking suddenly dragon magic. I don't. It's just
dragon magic.
It's completely nonchalant. Hey, you know how dragon magic exists?
Yeah.
It's real.
Obviously. And this is also at the moment when you went, hey, I realized they never resolved who that was in the first movie that got murdered. No, they did not. No, they never went to it. They never talked about it again. The guy got fucking killed by the bad guys in the beginning of the movie, and then they went... Anyway.
Not my problem.
They called him Chang. I remember that.
No.
Which felt vaguely racist.
Not vaguely. It's just racist.
Yeah, like... Oh god, like, it's the Chang, you know, the PF Chang's it very much felt like that.
You mix that with dragon magic, like...
Yes, oh yeah.
So anyway, cats, like, dragon magic is real. The dragons gave these amulets to their friends, the cats. Because cats are friends to dragons. Everyone knows this. One of those amulets got stolen and was used for evil. What evil? I don't know. Anyways...
They decided the first movie, having to put all the plot off screen, was a bad move. So they fixed it by adding in way more plot that's 10 times more batshit.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a fix. This is not a fix. This is the opposite of a fix.
So then Kat, Paige, and Manny go after Rufus and follow him to the nut factory, where they're following a trail of pistachios, like shells, that the animal control guy left because he just eats pistachios. And when they get to the end of the trail, they're like, the nuts stop here.
He must be inside. And you just made me realize they never addressed that either. He's just like, because when they see him, when he first steps out of the van to get the hot dog gun, you burst out laughing because he releases a fountain of pistachio shells. Like, I mean, a fountain. Like, it's like he's got like 2 handfuls in his mouth and he just all over the ground. And I thought, oh, well, this is the sign that he's some other kind of animal. No.
He's just a weirdo.
He's an animal. He's a human.
Yeah.
The most disgusting creature.
So after they get there, they can't get in. So Kat has to climb in through a window as a cat, which then Manny and Paige are like, all right, let's split up, gang. You go that way. We'll go home. Which is the same thing they did in the first movie when they were going after Manny, and Rufus and Paige are like, you go that way. I'll go home. And I don't know why they did the same joke twice, but okay. And anyways, Biggs gets the amulet by tying Rufus to a bin on the factory floor of the nut butter factory, which it's just a plastic bin. That's a big dog. That dog could just leave at any time.
Yep. Or the other thing is when she goes to rescue him, because Kat's rescuing him by lightly clawing at this huge rope. Like, we're talking like
Correct.
This is a like
it's a thick like nautical rope.
3-inch diameter. Like 3-inch diameter rope.
Yeah.
And she's like gently scratching it and it just comes apart. And we're sitting there the whole time like, pick up the bin.
Just leave.
Just pick up the bin. Like, the bin's not tied to anything. He's tied to the bin. But who cares? Just pick the bin up. Like, he's
I
not
mean,
that big of a dog.
Rufus could just jump out and drag the bin. It's not heavy.
No.
It's plastic.
Oh, God, it's so fucked.
Anyways.
We didn't even get to the guy the animal control guy. He asks for double the money.
That's what I was getting to,
The squirrel
yeah.
kills him. Okay, yeah. So it's just
he kills him. He kills him in a Willy Wonka way.
Yes.
Like
But
a
also
horrible murder.
He gets trapped in that same bin without even being tied into it. He just falls into it, and his ass is so big he gets stuck in it. And that's not a joke, and it's not a joke in the movie either, because it's not fucking funny. It's just, he just falls into it, and
He
like,
fell
oh
on
my
his
God,
back and he can't get up. Yeah.
Which
He's
I was like, they should make him a turtle. Yeah.
Yeah, what you're saying is this movie would be better if it was like, welcome to the Turtle Club. Turtle.
Yeah, we needed a Dana Carvey.
We did not need a fucking
The
Dana
one
Carvey in Rufus. You take that back.
Alright, I'm recasting this. Rob Schneider's the dog,
No.
Dana Carvey's the...
No. God, I can see Rob Schneider as Rufus. Fuck.
Rob Schneider is perfect for this.
Anyways,
Right in his wheelhouse. It's terrible.
the squirrel turns into a man who's still a squirrel man and is acting very squirrely. And they murder the animal control guy by making him go through the machine that pulverizes him, dumping him in a vat of boiling nut butter, and then sucking him up a tube to his death. It's like a horrible death.
Oh, yeah, it's
not just like a kid's movie like, oh, he's dead, haha.
Yeah, it's totally the Willy Wonka thing, except that they end with, he's dead.
No, he's super dead.
He's super fucking dead. Like,
Yeah.
you see his... Honestly, when they pull him up through the tube, he's not moving anymore. It kind of looks like his bloated corpse getting sucked through the final
It looks
tube.
bad. Yeah, it's horror stuff.
Yeah, like, it's great. It's amazing.
And
Industrial
anyways,
accidents are scary, kids.
the squirrel gets tripped and the amulet gets taken back, the broken amulet, which, as we all know, is broken. So if you get too excited or you get too angry or you see a squirrel or the plot decides, you randomly turn back into an animal.
So that's going to be relevant, right? Where, like, the squirrel's going to turn back into a squirrel.
No, they just trip him with some acorn. No, they just trip him with acorns. And that's it. And they said some nut pun, like they're superhero, and then they just take it back.
Oh God, what was it? It's like, God, I can't even remember.
It's so dumb. I don't care.
Yeah,
but the squirrel leaves through a pipe in the wall, but his assistant, who was there the whole time, decides that now he wants money for some reason. He wants the amulet because so he's gonna grab this dog cat. Actually, he grabs cat. He grabs the
amulet.
Yeah, he grabs the cat as a hostage to hold over the boiling nut butter that we just saw a man get boiled alive and then sucked up a tube out of.
So you know the threat's real.
Yeah, and Rufus is like, oh my God, I should just give him the amulet. My life is not worth more than Cat's life. Like, me being a human is not worth that, and we should both be alive.
I really liked that the guy grabs her and goes to take her hostage, and he has to, like, ascend the ladder to the vat and everything while he's holding her, and they all just watch him do it.
Yeah, they just watch him do it.
They just watch him, like, walk away and get in position where he can hold her hostage. Because he can't hold her hostage until he's got her in a life-threatening situation. And they give him, like, a good, like, 3 or 4 minutes to do it. Like, they're just sitting there like, yeah, it's okay, keep climb up that ladder. Oh, no. Yeah, oh, he's almost tripped. All right, should we stop him? No, let's see where this is going. Let him cook.
Rufus is like, I can't threaten her life in any way. That would be a terrible idea. And if I make any wrong move here, her life could just be gone in an instant. So anyway, I'm going to zipline in the wrong direction to kick him while he's holding her into the vat, threatening her life.
And when you say zipline in the wrong direction, what you mean is, as we just said, he had to ascend to this, like, pit like to the big vat of stuff. They're like 15 feet below him.
And he just goes, whoop!
And just zooms up. He just goes up the zip line. These amulets, dragon magic is real.
Dragon magic is real. Just like that taxidermied cat that goes flying in the air with stiff legs.
That was good. That was pretty good.
That Rufus catches. And then Rufus is safe, Cat's safe, they're both human again, and all is good. Except Cat's mom shows up. You remember Cat's mom? There's a mom.
No, I don't remember Cat's mom, because they never showed any of this.
It's because that's who she was talking to on the phone. You remember? They need to explain that.
It's a 40-minute movie. How are they still just like, oh shit, we got more loose plot threads to wrap up? Just simplify, you dumb motherfuckers. At least in the first movie they got that. Like, the first movie sucks, but this thing is like a triple down on all of the worst aspects of the first one in a way that is like baffling.
So Cat's mom takes Rufus's amulet because they were going to get the amulet to give it back to the cats for the dragon magic.
You made me do 2 of these.
But then Cat's like, no, I actually love that dog. What if I just watched him and he wore the amulet and it was fine? It won't be used for evil. I guarantee it.
And the mom goes, yeah, all right, I guess you can just
whatever.
Your dog boyfriend.
Whatever. Who cares? Yeah.
Bye. And then leaves the movie.
And thankfully, they didn't set up for a sequel. Except they
set up
for
the sequel. I'll get you next time, kids. I'm a squirrel there.
I'm still a squirrel. And thankfully, there is no Rufus 3.
But there's no Rufus 3. We're not doing that bit again. We're not doing it again. Don't you dare. If you fucking start streaming it to me right now, I will come to Seattle. I will pay for a flight to beat your ass.
I did find out they were going to make a Rufus 3.
Oh my god.
In my research. And they had a very loose plot of them going into a video game with the T-Rex. So I don't know what the fuck that was gonna be.
Bad.
But I think they wanted to make this into like a TV series or something was the idea that I'm getting from this. Ugh.
What a bad idea. What a bad idea for a TV series.
So Rufus 2.
Rufus 2. Rufus is a fucker now. Let's reevaluate Rufus.
Yeah, we need to this might be one of the few we've reevaluated.
I'm gonna say that, like I said, Rufus, unfortunately the Discord messages leaked. I'm gonna give him a cancellation out of 10. He's canceled. Rufus sucks now.
Rufus, you gotta grow up and start reading Franz Kafka like the rest of us out of 10.
Put him in a human leash all the time.
Yeah.
That's what he calls a tie.
That's what he calls a tie.
But you have to wear one because girls don't date you unless you do that and get them flowers. God, we didn't talk about how, like...
Oh, he kept harassing his Asian neighbor by stealing her flowers.
Yes.
And vegetables.
Yeah. And also we just didn't talk about, like, how gross we don't need to get too much into it, but just... We kind of briefly touched on it with the first movie, how it's the literal white picket fence, palatial, like... plantation-ass looking house and stuff with American flags all over it. And then in this one, it's all just like, oh, well, if you take a girl out on a date, you have to, like, hold the seat for her and open the door, and you've got to, like, wear a tie, and
they did make Rufus wear
and, like,
real man cologne.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, it is the most stupid, oh, you have to do these exact things, otherwise you're not really men and you're not really dating and all this kind of stuff that's just despicable when you really think about it.
Yeah. And
welcome to Rufus 2.
I guess Rufus 2. I don't think the cat counts. Cats aren't dogs. Let's be honest.
You heard it here. Blake's Munchie, dog. That bear, it's a dog. that like all the weird, like, magic monster movies that you do, those are all dogs. Cats, not dogs. I gotta draw a line somewhere.
We did Cats 2019, but there was a dog.
There was a dog in
off
Cats.
screen behind a door barking, but it counted.
It counts.
All right, it counted. Yeah.
Anyway, thank you for listening to Rough Cuts. For real this time, if you would like to support us on Patreon, it does mean a lot. Boyk spent like $8 buying these fucking movies as a joke.
It's not the most we've spent. Strays was by far the most, like, digital download. That was $20.
Yeah, that was like $20. But this was
when
you bought it the first time and we realized it was a 45-minute movie for like $5.
Way too much for $5. Yeah.
Unreal gouging. That was ridiculous.
Yeah. That's a subscription
ridiculous.
to Paramount Plus that I could have just paid for to watch this and gotten a month of Paramount Plus for.
Ugh.
What a scam.
Oh, it was terrible. But now you have... Listen, it's very important to keep physical media alive so that it doesn't become lost media. And now when they, for a tax loophole, get rid of Rufus and Rufus 2, you, Boyks, alone will hold the power as to whether or not to preserve this wild piece of shit.
No, I won't. Take
the shot.
It's digital.
Take the shot.
When it's gone, it's gone. I can't save it. I'm sorry. Oh, they never did resolve that guy being murdered at the beginning of the first movie.
No. I had wanted to talk about that, but instead...
Instead we got Dragon Magic is real. Yeah, I know. You're welcome.